Dell's XPS lineup is one of the most popular series of laptops on the market, and for good reason, seeing as they're some of the best laptops you can buy today. The Dell XPS 13 is arguably the most popular of the bunch, and it usually comes in both a clamshell and a convertible 2-in-1 model. But for 2022, Dell is shaking things up, and the latest XPS 13 2-in-1 is actually not a convertible, but rather, it's a tablet with a detachable keyboard, a rival to the Surface Pro 8, if you will. It's a pretty radical change of direction for the XPS lineup, as it's the first ever XPS branded tablet. But this new form factor brings about a slew of other changes, including the display, internals, and more. There's a lot to unpack with the 2022 version of the XPS 13 2-in-1, so let's dive straight into it. We've rounded up everything you need to know about this new Windows tablet, which could end up being one of the best Windows tablets around. Dell announced the Dell XPS 13 2-in-1 2022 on June 9th alongside the regular XPS 13, but the 2-in-1 model isn't available yet. Dell says it will launch at some point in the summer, but we don't have a more specific time frame yet. Due to supply constraints affecting a lot of the tech world right now, products tend to launch gradually, and many have launched later than originally promised. This longer wait should hopefully ensure that the laptop launches on time, and that all the configurations are available from the start. Dell has yet to reveal pricing information for the new Dell XPS 13 2-in-1. The 2020 model officially starts at $1,099, but considering the drastic changes to the hardware, it's fair to expect things will be different this time around. We'll have to wait for Dell to reveal clearer information when we're closer to the launch date. As you might have expected, the Dell XPS 13 2022 model comes with quite a few changes from the previous iteration. Of course, the specs have changed, but so have some elements of the appearance. Here are the biggest changes this year. As we've already mentioned, the Dell XPS 13 2-in-1 is now no longer a convertible in the typical sense, where you rotate the laptop on a 360-degree hinge to use it as a tablet. Instead, now it's a full-blown tablet, with a keyboard you can attach, or remove at will. The keyboard is part of the XPS Folio cover, which is sold separately, and also helps keep the device safe and doubles as a kickstand. You do lose a bit of flexibility this way, because the kickstand built into the XPS Folio cover only gives you 3 angles to choose from, instead of being infinitely adjustable. It may also make the typing experience a bit less comfortable compared to a proper laptop keyboard. On the flip side, this allows the tablet itself to be much lighter, so if you just want to use it as a tablet, it's much easier to carry and hold. This new appearance also comes in 2 new colors, sky and slate. This new appearance comes with some sacrifices, perhaps the most notable being the headphone jack. Dell seems to have committed to removing the headphone jack from its smaller XPS laptops, seeing as neither the XPS 13 Plus, 2-in-1, or standard XPS 13 have it. However, the XPS 13 2-in-1 does ship with USB Type-C to 3.5mm headphone jack adapter by default. This appearance also has other implications for things like the display and cameras, so let's look at those. In addition to being the first tablet in the Dell XPS family, the XPS 13 2-in-1 is also the first device in the family to support 5G cellular networks. That means you'll be able to connect to the internet from almost anywhere, without having to rely on Wi-Fi. This change makes sense considering the point of the new XPS 13 2-in-1 appearance is to be extra portable. 5G support is powered by the Intel 5000 5G modem, and it's only available in the slate color option. If you go with the sky colorway, you'll only have Wi-Fi support. The Dell XPS lineup has been using 16:10 aspect ratio for its display for a while, and this is becoming increasingly common for clamshell and convertible laptops. However, with the switch to a tablet appearance, Dell has also switched to a 3:2 aspect ratio, which is traditionally found on Microsoft Surface devices. In fact, the display on the XPS 13 2-in-1 is very similar to the Surface Pro X. It's a 13-inch panel and it comes in 3K resolution, which really means 2880 by 1920. The display also comes with up to 500 nits of brightness and a 1800 by 1 contrast ratio. That should result in a great viewing experience. It reaches 500 nits of brightness. It supports DisplayHDR 400 and Dolby Vision, and it covers 100% of sRGB. Of course, being a tablet, it also supports touch and pen input with the Dell XPS stylus, which is sold separately. The Dell XPS 13 2-in-1 is full of Dell firsts, and that also includes the cameras, of which there are now 2. Firstly, the primary webcam for video calls and meetings is now a 5-megapixel sensor supporting 1080p video, making it the only laptop in the XPS lineup to have a 1080p webcam. Dell has also split the IR sensor from the main RGB sensor, so you should look even better during calls and meetings. Because it's a tablet, the XPS 13 2-in-1 also comes with a rear-facing camera now, so it can record videos in a pinch. This camera is even better, packing an 11 megapixel sensor capable of recording 4K video. That's one of the highest resolutions we've seen on any laptop camera, so it's bound to look pretty good. Probably the most expected of the upgrades is that the laptop now comes with the latest processors from Intel. That means we're looking at 12th generation processors, which have a hybrid architecture that mixes performance cores and efficient cores. This results in a much higher core count overall, in this case, up to 10 cores and 12 threads. It can also mean more battery efficiency, depending on how the cores are used. However, this isn't a straightforward upgrade. Previous models of the XPS 13 2-in-1 use Intel's U-series processors with a 15-watt TDP, like most other laptops. However, for this year, Dell has opted to tone it down to use Intel's 9-watt processors instead. These processors use less power, which should mean slightly better battery life, but it also means worse performance. It can make a big difference in some ways, particularly when you look at the clock speed of the integrated Iris Xe graphics. This is likely a necessary sacrifice to get this smaller size, though. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the comments below. Have a nice day, and see you soon.